Well, hello there. My name's Ginger Curley, and I'm the lady in charge of this channel. Been putting on those cute little kitty videos. That's fun. But what I do for my living is I work as a Medicare insurance agent, and I have been specializing for about the last 18 years for Medicare and senior insurances. Now, the reason I'm putting on these videos, and I'm going to try and get a series of them out here, is it's shocking to me how many people get into Medicare, they don't know what they're doing, and they just kind of throw their hands up and they take whatever plan, say their neighbor or their cousin took, or they answer an advertisement and they don't even know of their options. And so they just take whatever plan, and it's probably okay, but is it really the one that best suits their needs? And so today we're going to start out by talking about Medicare Advantage plans and their networks, and supplements, and the fact that there is no network and what that means. So first of all, let's go ahead and start off with a Medicare supplement. Medicare supplements are supplements. You use your Medicare card for the first portion of whatever Medicare approved services you need from your medical professional. And any doctor that will take this Medicare card would also take a Medicare supplement. It doesn't matter if it's the F plan, the G plan, the N plan. It doesn't matter if you took it from ABC company or XYZ company. What matters is that it is a Medicare supplement. So if you were going to go to the doctor and they asked about your insurance, you'd say, I have Medicare and I have a plan, whatever you have, the F, the G, the N, the C, whatever. Okay? And then they would, of course, take it. And it doesn't matter what company it is. Okie doke, I am sitting in my home office. That's what that phone call was. I'm in my home office and my phone went off. I'm sorry for the interruption, but like I was saying, with a Medicare supplement, you don't need to worry about networks, because any doctor that's going to take the Medicare card will take a Medicare supplement from any company. So you just need to decide whether you want this supplement or that. There's a lot of them, F, G, N, and the F and C are not available to you if you got into Medicare after January 1st of 2020. But otherwise, everyone's grandfathered in that wants an F plan if they got into Medicare before that. And so look at the different plans, see what's available to you. And what's really great about the Medicare supplement is the fact that there is no network, because you can go anywhere. You can just, you know, if you're one of those individuals that say spend a lot of time out of your home state, maybe you go away for 4 to 5.5 months for the winter, or maybe you do a lot of work out of town or something like that, that would be a really good option for you. Okay, now Medicare Advantage plans. They do have networks. So what do their networks mean? You'll see HMOs. I write a lot of HMOs. HMO means Health Maintenance Organization. There is an absolute network and they want you to stay in it. And if you go outside the network, unless it's an emergency, if you go outside the network, you have no coverage. Now, unless there's an emergency, what that means is if you believe that you are in absolute danger of losing your life or a limb, this is a really serious situation, and you go out of network, you will be covered as if you're in network. We've all heard the story of the person that thought, oh, I'm having a heart attack, and they were rushed to the emergency room and found out they were just having indigestion. Medicare doesn't want you to stop and go, I don't know, is this an emergency? Is it an emergency? They want you to be able to get the coverage you need. And so if you genuinely believe it's an emergency, get your tushy into the closest medical professional. And that's how an HMO works. There's also PPO. PPO means a preferred provider organization. There is an absolute organization, and you want to pay attention to staying in the organization as much as you possibly can, because if you go out of organization with a PPO, well, since it's just preferred you stay in, and they're going to charge you less if you're in, they'll let you go out, and they'll give you coverage, but it's a limited amount of coverage. For instance, I'm going to grab some numbers out of the air. Say you're going to see a specialist out of network, maybe it's $60, whereas if you stuck in network, maybe it's only $30 copay. Same thing with hospitalization. They have a maybe per day copay of a certain amount for 5, 6, 7 days, and then after that it's all covered. If you decide you want to go to some services of this excellent doctor you've heard everything about that's out of network, and you end up being in the hospital, well, some companies go so far as to say we'll only cover 50%. So a PPO, it's real important that you want to, as much as possible, stay in network. But if you do go out of network, you will have coverage even if it's not an emergency. Then there are PFFS, Private Fee for Service. Private Fee for Service is a plan that generally has a network, but it's going to be, from what I've seen, a little smaller than, say, an HMO or a PPO network. But the reason some people like it is, well, their primary care doctor is in network, and they're thinking, what if I want to go on vacation or whatever? With a private fee for service, you show the card to the medical professional, and if they look it over and say, yeah, I'll take it, then you got coverage. If they say, no, not going to take it, then you don't have coverage. And so the difficult thing about a private fee for service is all people seem to understand is, if I go out of network, I still got coverage. No, 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 no. If you go out of network, you might have coverage. When it first started, very first started, and I heard about how the doctor has to accept it in order to be approved. They don't have to be in a network. I thought, ooh, that sounds difficult. And sure enough, I met with a man and his wife. They lived in Polk County. It was quite a drive, and I was going to show them an HMO. And they're, no. We were looking at the private fee for service. We like this plan better. And the thing was, is they had 6 doctors, and none of them were in network. And I says, well, with a private fee for service, you have to show your card to the doctor every single time. And from time to time, he decides whether he's going to take it. And he says, no. All I need from you is to call my doctors, make sure that they'll accept the private fee for service come this January. And if they say yes, I'll take it. But sir, if in the middle of the year they change their mind, they can legally change their mind. You'll have to find new doctors. And I said, no, my doctor wouldn't do that. My doctor wouldn't leave me high and dry. So we went ahead and called all the doctors, and every single one of them, his 4 doctors and the 2 doctors his wife had, all said that they were planning on taking that plan come January. And every time I hung up and said, now, understand, that's what they're saying they're going to do now. They may change their mind. He said, nope, they won't. They said, they'll take it. So then we went over their medications, made sure what tier they were in, and they liked it. And they said, okay, let's sign up. And because I was really nervous, there were so many doctors, I thought, boy, one of them is bound to change their mind. On my notes, not only did I write their medications and what tier they were in this plan, not only did I write their doctors' names and what the doctors said when I called to see if they were in network, I also wrote at the very bottom that with a private fee for service, which is what this plan is, a doctor can choose to stop taking it at any time during the year, and he does not have to take it. And you will have to find another doctor for medical services if that happens. And then I had both Mr. and Mrs. read over everything that I had on that page and sign it at the bottom. And sure enough, late January of that very year, one of the doctors changed their mind. And so this man got livid, and rather than saying, oh, I guess I should have listened to her, he called the insurance company and said, your agent lied to me. She said all doctors have to take private fee for service. There is no network, but all doctors have to take it. Fortunately, I had that page he had signed that said very clearly that private fee for service plans do not guarantee that a doctor will take it. Doctors do not have to take it. And he had signed it, and his wife had signed it. That saved my bacon. But it was a lot of hassle. I had to fill out a lot of paperwork. Ruined my whole day. So I don't write private fee for services anymore. I know that they do have networks now, and that people might be able to go out of network, but there's so much confusion around that when I don't write it. So if you live in the good state of East Tennessee, Tennessee as a whole, I live in East Tennessee, but I deal with all of Tennessee. I can do that electronically. If you're not more than an hour and a half away from me, I'll meet you in person, and I'll help you with an HMO, Medicare Advantage plan, a PPO, Medicare Advantage plan, or a supplement and a prescription drug plan. At any rate, we'll go into more information. I'm going to make a little series of videos here. I hope you'll subscribe and come back. And if you want to speak to me personally, just email me. I'll put my email a few places in this video, and you can email me with your phone number and what a good time is to call you. And I'll text you in a day or two and say, hey, I got your email. Is now a good time to call? Or, hey, I got your email. I'll call you at such and such time as you said would be good for you. And we can go from there. I can answer whatever questions you have. And like I said, I have a writing number in Tennessee, and I can even help you electronically through the email and text messages to get a plan. Or we can meet in person if you're within about an hour and a half from where I live. I don't like to drive more than an hour and a half to get to an appointment. At any rate, you have a great day, and happy Medicare. Medicare planning. Oh boy, goody. Yeehaw.